Yo, yo, yo. Well, what is good, family? We back again. High value basketball. Like, share, subscribe. You already know the drill, man. So, let's talk about Damian Lillard real quick, man, and the concept of loyalty and how all of that keeps getting tossed around with old buddy. And it's an interesting case, man. It really is an interesting case because we really have seen the new fandom kind of emerge in this current, player empowerment era. And we got both fans and some players alike that just have totally jumped the shark, man, with this whole thing. Of course, there's always been this talk with Damian Lillard, and is he too committed to a franchise and all of that stuff. Then we just had J.R. Smith recently. Say, dang man, you just gonna rot in Portland? You just gonna rot? Like, here we go again, man, with the goofies coming out showing their hand, bro. Like the goofies and the casuals. Like, like y'all got to chill with this, man. Like Damian Lillard is doing a legacy play, man. Like Damian Lillard is doing things that are bigger than basketball. Like for real, for real. Like, I mean, again, we in this player empowerment, everybody worship LeBron and how he do things kind of moves, era. So it's real common, for basically people to be like, yo, just jump ship, man. Just get on up out of there, man. Like, dude, just do what you gotta do. Like, it's this weird era. We ain't never seen them, precedented things like a Kawhi Leonard winning a championship with a team and then leaving the immediate next season, type stuff. Like this is, some crazy stuff we're experiencing here. And people are really caught up in seeing such normalized hyper player movement, which really honestly kind of kills the ability for true fandom, which kind of kills the ability for true team construction, for true continuity. Hell, for jersey sales, like jerseys are like worthless now, yo. Because as soon as you buy the full jersey in 2 seasons, he done left the team. Like, there's no value in all of these players just hopping teams all the time. But we in this, era where people are just like, that's okay and whatnot, and they keep this hella strong false narrative of well these franchises will just betray you in a heartbeat, because we have the Isaiah Thomas incident that took place, and like folks just won't let that go. Like, I mean, yes, we do have teams and GMs and stuff that have done crooked things. Like there's been more than one instance, where a player, found out, on a whim, that they about to get traded and stuff like that. But that's a part of the sport for to a certain degree. That's a part of why they pay these players ridiculous amounts of money. Like that's a part of what comes with this. Like it's in the identity of being a professional athlete. You might get mobilized to another spot without your direct wish or desire to do so, fam. And so, it's kind of weird how it's just become this blatant one-sided viewpoint of, how a player should, align themselves with a franchise and, whatever they, whatever a player does, if they feel like they are beholden to a franchise, that player is an idiot, kind of thing. Like, we can't say that and then on the same breath watch players just come off their rookie scale contract and then get signed to $100 million contracts that they not worthy of. The R.J. Barretts and the Ben Simmonses and the Michael Porter Juniors and stuff. Like, how are we gonna sit here and be all bitching and moaning about GMs and teams cutting players short, but then we also champion players becoming grossly overpaid for not even being as talented and ruining teams' ability to actually team build and put players and the team into a legit position to win. We don't be talking about that, do we? That these players getting these ridiculous contracts are happening more often than the Isaiah Thomases are happening. But folks be carrying on like it's the other way around. And so I'm bringing that kind of perspective with the whole Damian Lillard thing because folks keep like, is he? He's too loyal. He ain't da, 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 da. And he needs to win a championship. One, y'all do know that his career ain't over yet. Yes, he's like in prime, probably twilight of prime, kind of situation. But we have a precedent of a player who completely validated his whole career, and two, because he validated his whole career by staying down with the team, he helped shift the nature of basketball into the shooter era with Dirk Nowinski. Remember that guy? That dude who stayed down with Dallas, never left the team, and people was looking at him a little crazy, like, oh man, he ain't never gonna get it done. Like, why don't you just go run over there to LA with Kobe? Kobe asked you to go to LA. Why don't you go over there, man? Like, he did. What did he do? He stayed put because he realized that he could. He realized that he had something there. He realized that there was something special about being there and being with that franchise, being with that same group of people. Those people are like an extended family. Not every franchise is some cold-hearted franchise that's ready to cut a player off at the knees. Like, these are real people. Like, y'all got jobs. So most of y'all, if you're not a kid and you're listening to this, y'all got jobs. Those people that you work with, they low-key like extended family members. If you especially didn't had the same job for a couple years, 5 years, you know the ins and outs of them people. You know their kids. You know their wives and their husbands. You know certain parts of their family issues and dynamics. And you know that if they were to leave or if you were to leave, of course, you know you're going to cherish your new opportunity, but you also going to feel the void of everything that you've built up over there in that company is kind of gone. These players feel the same way. A lot of players anyway, not all these players, clearly, because we see them hopping and skipping town all the time. But some of these players have that exact same 2 feet on the ground kind of mentality. And of course, Damian Lillard is of that same kind of Dirk Nowinski ilk. Dirk Nowinski had that relationship with Mark Cuban in the whole front office and the city of Dallas. He has that link with them. So he wasn't finna leave. He was gonna go down potentially on the burning ship of being, a soft European player that never really validated his play style because he's too big to be doing all that shooting and he's too soft. And what happened? He stayed there, won just one championship out of his whole career. But what did that one championship do? It validated everything that he did. It validated him staying there. It validated that play style. It brought in the whole era of big men having the need to shoot. Like, what are we talking about? We got Giannis. Giannis stayed 2 toes down. 2 toes. He stayed 10 toes down. When Giannis had lost in the playoffs, what I believe it was against Miami, and they built the wall. Everybody was like, "Yo, he need to leave, man. You going down there with Miami with them, or go lap up with LeBron, man. Like, go jump on some team with some other superstar. Go to Houston with James Harden, man. Do something, man. You gotta do something." Yo, he did something all right. He re-signed with the Bucks, and he got himself a championship. And he validated himself because he believed in what the team, the organization, that extended family was doing. And look what happened. So we got Damian Lillard going right now. And yeah, it's a little bit of a doldrum. They got rid of CJ. They brought in a handful of new players. They signed some of the what is it, Anthony Simmons. I believe that's how Anthony Simons. Shout out to Anthony. He's actually from the Orlando area. That's why they gave him the name. Shout out to Penny Hardaway. That's pretty slick, yo. But we know that the team is somewhat in a flux position, and it doesn't look like that they're going to be championship ready. But again, we go back on these other players that I just mentioned. The same thing was happening with them. They didn't necessarily look championship ready, but they got them one eventually. The same potentiality can happen for Dame, yo. Like, he could be on that last leg of his prime, and for whatever reason, the office gets their act together and sign a couple, handful of top tier players. And boom, that dude got him a championship. Because that's what happened with Dirk. That was a middling franchise. Yeah, they had a lot of success in the regular season, but they was always getting their tail blasted out in the playoffs. And then finally, Mark Cuban got all of the pieces together. He basically signed half of the Washington Wizards team. It was literally the Dallas. It was the Dallas Mavericks and the Washington Wizards all on one team, one big giant roster. But the same thing can happen with Damian Lillard, Joe. Some team that's halfway got their act together is gonna go on a fire sale, and then boom, 3-4 trades later, Damian Lillard got all the support he needs, and then boom, the fool got him a championship. The possibility is there. And I feel Damian Lillard because Damian Lillard is taking it from the same kind of approach that like Dirk had, being connected to the city. A similar approach to like Dwayne Wade. They call that Wade County. They gave that man a key to the city. Of course, yeah, he eventually left the team, but that was like down the road. He had won his championship and stuff like that. Like, that whole player loyalty thing kicked in with that, and they realized the mistake that they made, and what happened? Pat Riley brought him back. They was like, "Oh man, we messed that up, yo. We're sorry, Dwayne. You are the legacy of the Miami Heat. You got to make sure you retire with us." And he played his final 2 seasons with him or something like that. Dude, this loyalty thing is real. Like, it's impactful. Like, these are real players, y'all. These are real people. They're not just robots out there dribbling a basketball for y'all to watch and for you to tear them down if they never win a chip, yo. Of course, it would be nice if he wins a chip. It'll validate everything that he's done. But if he doesn't, because he'd rather stay in the city where he's happy, where he'd rather stay in the city where he owns damn near half the city. Like, Damian Lillard got mad car dealerships and stuff in Portland. He's got mad city centers in Portland. He's got like children's parks and stuff like that in Portland. Like, they know who this man is. Like, he has an actual real world legacy in that city in real time. He's not just up there playing basketball. And the dude is only like 6 hours away from, or maybe like 8 hours, not even. Like, he's one plane ticket away from Oakland, where he's born and raised. So he's not trying to just skip town. That's what it would feel like to him, because that's his extended family. That's his city. That's like him divorcing his wife to, go basically bang on some new 17-year-old. That's terrible. I don't know how that came out. Please forgive me. Talking too fast. Some hot little 24-year-old chick, but he didn't just disgrace his wife and kids because he want the hot newness. In Damian Lillard's eyes, that's how he sees it, yo. And so all of these critiques and all of this, yo, what's Damian doing? And he's rotting in this, man. That's this, y'all, people who take that route and take all of that, y'all showing how goofy y'all are. Y'all showing how y'all don't know nothing about legacy. Y'all showing how like y'all don't know nothing about like power plays and being something greater than being hot. That's Damian Lillard, man. It's bigger than basketball for some of these players. It's bigger than what you as a fan want them to do. You don't own these players at all. A lot of times, 4/5 of us talk all this cash trash on the internet. Soon as Damian Lillard come in your face, you be like, "Oh, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture?" But you was on the internet like bashing him, saying he's stupid for staying. Say that goofy shit to that man's face. How about that? High value basketball, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay down.